Hi, I'm Chris Schleter, master gardener, food blogger, and writer. Gardening, cooking, healthy and tasty food is my passion. Welcome to my country kitchen, where we'll cook fast, fresh, with the best ingredients you can find. Come join me now. And remember, I have these little leftovers. This is what you can do with them. I just kind of roll them out just a little bit, not too thick. And you can kind of see I hold the parchment paper with my hip a little bit. That keeps it from slipping. So I will take a cookie cutter and I just dab it in a little bit of flour. And then you cut out a shape. And then you're going to put this on top of your pie. So you can cut out different shapes. Now, if you want to use a holiday one, we'll do something like this. We'll do a candy cane so you can see how it works with a different type of a shape. Now you can also make these into like little, almost like a cracker kind of thing. And for that, all I do is just take some cinnamon sugar and I sprinkle it all over. And it only takes about 10-15 minutes to bake these on a cookie sheet. So now you can see that's a little bit of a cinnamon sugar kind of a treat. And you can do that with all these trimmings. You can make all kinds of little cookie cutter shapes. If you don't want to do cookie cutter shapes, you just take them in little, almost like an oblong, I would say. It's like playing with Play-Doh. And then you just roll them in, sugar, and there you have something very simple to do too. So those are like a cinnamon sugar crisp that you can use with your pie crust. There's one more crust that you need to learn about if you're going to be making pies, and that's called a crumb crust. Now this crust I'm going to do today is going to be made with graham crackers, but you can use any kind of prepared cookie, chocolate chip cookies, an Oreo cookie, vanilla wafers, whatever kind of cookie you want, you can do the same thing. Use the same ingredients, but if you use a sweet cookie, you don't need to add any sugar to it because there's already sugar in there already. So what I have here is a package of graham crackers, and there's about 9 graham crackers in each package. Some recipes will tell you to put about 10 graham crackers, but I just make do with 9 or 1 package of graham crackers, and then I blend them up in the food presser till they're nice and fine. So you want them to be all prepared. And then I add to that 5 tablespoons of melted butter, and I do that before I do that, let's add a little bit of sweetener. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to here, just a little bit. If I added that after the flour or the butter would be like a little bit too sticky, so that's why I add the sugar and the crackers together. So I have the 5 tablespoons of butter that's melted here. If you want a healthier alternative, you could use coconut oil instead, and it does not really change the flavor that much at all. So with the food processor running, I'm just going to add the melted butter. And when it gets me pretty well mixed up, then I start pulsing it. And now you can see that's a consistency you want. You just want it to be enough where everything is just kind of sort of mixed up together. And then I pour it into a pie tin. And get all the scrapings inside of there. And the reason you put butter in this is so that you can see when I press down on it, it starts forming this shape and kind of sticks to the pan. That's exactly what you want. And then what I do is I'll take like a measuring cup or some type of a thing that's got a surface on it, and I'll just kind of squeeze the bottom up to the edges. Just keep pressing and pressing until it comes up to the top of your pie container. It makes it real easy to do. So this crust is already ready to use. Now all I have to do is put a filling in it. When you're making a pie filling with these, I suggest you stick these in the freezer or the refrigerator for a little bit, just to get a little bit harder, and then make your filling. and then put that inside. But you can also freeze these too if you wrap these up in saran wrap and tin foil. You can put these in the freezer and make some ready-made pies that are ready to pull out anytime you have a guest come over, or if you have some extra fruit and you just want to make use of that fruit, make a pie ahead and stick it in the freezer. Well, here we are. It's time to eat our pie, a feast of pies. A very much any kind of pie you can think of. We've got a crumb crust, a lard crust, and also a butter crust pie. So to make these a little bit more fun for the holidays, I like to use whipped cream in a thing. It works good. Make sure you get real whipped cream. This is a good heavy cream. Make sure you do that. And what I'm going to add to this one, I'm going to add a little bit of the pumpkin pie spice to this. It makes the whipped cream taste a lot better. And for that one, I just spooned the whipped cream right on here. And the recipe I'm going to have on my blog and on my Facebook page is going to be with this whipped cream made with buttermilk and heavy whipping cream. So try that recipe. That's really different, and it's also really fun to do that one. And being it's the holidays, I have to add a little bit more sparkle to them, so I add little jimmies to them. Red and green looks just fine. And then for the apple pie, I just go ahead and squirt it right on. A nice big dollop. And then I'll add a pinch of apple pie spice to this. And then to this one, I'll add, the sprinkles are more of a holiday sprinkle. It's got little snowflakes in this one as well. So that would be the apple pie. And then this is a chocolate pudding pie. This is a recipe that you can get online, and it's full of chocolate goodness, double chocolate. And all you need to do is just put a little bit of whipped cream on this one. We'll make a little bit more, and we're also going to add some across the pie here. So it has nice little dollops all throughout. And this one I'm going to add chocolate to the top of this. And then I'm going to also add some red and green to this too. This is kind of a rich pie, but it's very tasty. And it's really simple to make. The recipe is very easy, just it's called refrigerator pie. So we have all these pies here ready for you to eat for the holidays coming up. So try one of these for your favorite, and don't forget to look for the recipes online. They're all right there, and you can see how easy it really is. Time to eat some pie.